This qualifying recap brought to you by Phillips Connect, technology that moves us forward.
No guarantees. Every single week, you have to earn it. Erica's car drove a little bit to the left, but she pulls it back over into the groove. Smoke out of Aaron Stanfield. Looks like he may have lost one. Erica goes 6.5. 06, 210.97. That's low ET. That's top speed. And Erica Enders goes to the top.
It's always good to qualify on the pole. The other two that we have so far this season, we've carried it all the way through Sunday and got it done. So hopefully the trend continues. But either way, the field is stacked. It's super tough, and we'll have to go to work tomorrow. But to end Saturday, it definitely makes you, as a driver, makes you sleep a little easier Saturday night going to sleep, just knowing you have a really great hot rod underneath you. And you know, in years past here at Sonoma, it being my favorite place to race, we've never had super successful Sundays. So we're hoping to change that tomorrow. And
Final two, we will set. Tomorrow's starting lineup coming up for you here in just a second. Steve shuts the throttle off. 700 for Angelle. 200.95 miles an hour in Angelle. Well, she was already number one, and as Larry Dixon once pointed out, you can't be one-er.
Are you even surprised at that number on the board to close out the day?
Yeah, definitely was surprised with the wind we have going. When I was sitting in the staging lanes before I even rolled into the burnout box, the wind was pushing me so hard, my bike kept falling over. And so I was thinking, this is not going to be fun. I didn't even really want to go down the racetrack. So I just, I like to watch everybody in front of me, and when I see riders in front of me making good, clean, straight passes, it gives me the confidence that I'm going to be okay. And I told myself from the burnout to the starting line, I kept repeating, trust your team, trust your equipment, everything's going to be fine. That's when the mental part of what we do really kicks in, when there's something taunting you, trying to make you believe that you're not going to be okay. And so I just kept telling myself, trust your team, trust your equipment, you're going to be fine.
yeah.
All right, we are joined in the media center by Top Fuel #1 qualifier Leah Pruett. There's a run of 3.689 from Friday, stays on top. Your first #1 qualifier of the year. I know you've been, I think, 3 times provisional #1, but to see it stick and kind of close out the day with a good run too to head into Sunday, how exciting is that for you?
It's extremely exciting. I think it is a testament to how difficult it is for anybody. And you've got such qualified teams and competitors out here missing it here and there. The most exciting part about being #1 qualifier is that we know exactly where we're at. Even when we ran that 377 in our last pass, we were off by 1.5 grams, and we got back, knew we kind of missed it, but what was most important is getting ready for race day. But it goes back to the faith base that we had at the beginning of the season of the potential of this team, and it's took Denver and now Sonoma, and we're finding our stride, and we're able to show that. So that's the exciting part. Like, necessarily the yellow hat on the head is very cool, but most importantly is, what do we have to work with our Racer and Dean Foundation Top Fueler, and we like that. That's a good feeling.
All right, joining us in the media center is funny car #1 qualifier Robert Hight, who's run of 3.825 from Friday. Stayed #1 to give him his 3rd top spot of the season, 74th in your career. Obviously, a great run last night, Robert, but pretty good way to close out today. To head into eliminations. Was that kind of what you guys were looking for to finish the day off?
Yeah, definitely. That last run was real nice. And what impressed me the most is, my crew chiefs, Jimmy Prock, Chris Cunningham, they just tuned off of our first run today, which almost made it down the track. It was so close to going, and it's just little teeny moves they're making that are making the difference, and that's a lot different than a year ago. Last year we would have been making wholesale changes every run, and we were kind of lost. So it gives you a lot of confidence as a driver to know that they're so close, every run, that they can just finesse it, and it goes. It's responsive to what they do.
And she said, watch and see. And you don't normally hear drag racers say such things. She went on and won the race. She knew a little something.
Leah goes 3.689. 327 miles an hour. It goes to the top.
Extremely excited. You know, we have two good cars behind us, and we figured that the track could probably hold a little bit more. What was most important to this Racer Dean Foundation team this weekend was starting off Q1 in a different fashion than we have in the last handful of races. And we considered it a little bit conservative for what we would go up there for. So what that did is just give us a really good solid look into our tuning window, our power band, exactly how big that is, where to go from there. And it was so big that I don't know if TV caught it or anything, but it pulled probably the biggest wheelie I ever have mid-track, and that I'm still a little jittery from it just because it was, man, I left, things were going fine. I had a little bit of shake, like a high-speed shake. It got through that, and then half track, I'm nice and square, and then all of a sudden, boom, makes two big moves, and I'm like, this isn't a power situation, like a cylinder out, like we're still like hunkering down, and man, we might, I don't know, I just got up here, so don't exactly know if there's any particular more work to do. It's nothing like what Tony had, Schumacher, but we're just making that power, and again, this is our first race with this team needing to find our baseline.
How do you put that in the past? Throw down right here.
Well, Robert Hight also has a whole lot of connections to this part of the country from back when he was a young man. I mean, not that he's old now, but you get the idea.
Older.
3.825, 332 miles an hour, and the Auto Club Chevy goes to the top.
You have to have a game plan when you come into one of these races, and you can't think of the end result. You know, you can't think of winning. You've got to go one run at a time, really focus, and you know, job well done to the Auto Club team tonight. You know, tonight's for position. Okay, that's where you're going to end up on Sunday for position. Tomorrow's going to be hotter. That's when you're really focusing on trying to get a good race day setup, and you know, one step down. And I mean, unless a cold front comes in, that's probably going to hold for number one. So good job to my team, and tomorrow is equally important, if not more important, that you go out there and you make two good runs that are respectable and consistent.
Or maybe he was just having a little fun out there in the water box.
.549, 210.87. Troy Coughlin goes to the top.
Very pleased. Everybody works so hard at Elite. That family is just extremely hardworking, and you can tell every team helps each other, and everybody wants to win, and we have one goal, and that's to turn beacons on and make good laps as a group as a whole. So it's an exciting thing to be a part of.
Number one right now, Matt Smith. Steve Johnson goes 1:03.9 to 60 feet, and he goes 6:74.
Look, to everybody that's interested, I always want to be able to, from now on, promote the fact that it is so hard to ride a pro stock motorcycle. There is a rule in the book, and the book's this thick, about all the things that can go on in NHRA drag racing, and every bit of ballast has to be mounted to the vehicle. With every 5 pounds is a 3/8 bolt, I believe, is the rule. And whether John Force or Tony Schumacher, Mason McGahey, whatever it is, they are all strapped to their car. They do not move, and all their ballast is bolted on. We have dynamic ballast. It's what makes our motorcycles really so unique in the Camping World Series, because we have 150 pounds moving around on a motorcycle, or 170 in some cases. Angelle's 32 pounds, you know, so it's like, it's still a dynamic movement. And that in itself is hard to control when you're going 0 to 60 in a second.
Competition Plus is your go-to source for the latest in drag racing news. For over 20 years, CompetitionPlus.com has provided news you can trust, thoroughly researched and delivered as quick and fast as it can be uploaded. Whether it's nitro or stock, drag radial or pro modified, our writers are trained to bring you the inside story time and time again. We have it all from in-depth news articles to the latest in high-performance products to the scuttlebutt making its way around the pits. Original video content from the stars in drag racing also makes CompetitionPlus.com the ultimate one-stop shop for die-hard drag racing fans. Don't make CompetitionPlus.com your only stop on the information superhighway. Make it your first. For news you can trust and have trusted for 20 years, visit CompetitionPlus.com. Be sure to download our mobile app. It's a free download on the Apple Store and Google Play.